All right, we're back. Sorry about that. We're gonna go ahead and get this popping off again. Cool. As soon as we get a few people in here, I'll go ahead and explain what I got going on in the other room for this flush that I'm going to do today. Because my back's killing me. I'm not trying to go through and manually hand water everything. I know how much water it takes to flush these out now. So basically I'm just going to set the irrigation and flush them from the secondary reservoir. So now that we checked all the pour water EC and the room stats just a few minutes ago, we're gonna go ahead and flush the medium. Normally I would do this by hand with the hose and give each plant about 1,000 to 2,000 mLs. High volume, really fast, to make sure that it flushes everything out. We're using a mixture of Botanicare Clear X and Neutralife SM90, and 10 mLs per gallon of the Clear X, 2 mLs per gallon of SM90. We added that to 100 gallons here, mixed it all up, and now we're gonna go ahead and feed it through the drippers. I know that to give these plants 150 mLs, that's my 2-minute mark. Okay, so I need to pretty much almost go 10 times that amount and run the system for about 20 minutes right now. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and I'm going to trick the system to thinking it's the first watering of the day. So I'm going to change the time to 8. And it starts at 8:30, so I'll put it to 8:27, and then I'm going to go up and I'm going to change my solenoid, so at 8:30, 20 minutes. Table 2, 20 minutes. And we'll go ahead and close our bypass valve so that we're not putting any of the flushing agent back into this nutrient reservoir right here. And then I'm going to make sure that this one is open for flushing. That one is closed. We're good to go. We're going to take our measuring cup here, and this should easily get full. Okay. Now I'm going to make sure that we're monitoring one of our cubes So that way when this starts, we can see as the volumetric water content goes up and the pour water EC should go down. And we're gonna watch during that 20 minutes, well, not continuously, but after that 20 minutes, this pour water EC should be all the way down damn near 0. If not, we're gonna run it some more. So it's at 8:29 now. It's gonna kick off any second now. No, in like 45 seconds. Not fast enough. I want you to go now. Boom. Pump is kicking, pulling from that reservoir right now. It's feeding. Hope it doesn't turn off from too much pressure here. 45 should hold. That's why I use my bypass valve. Because if it gets up to like 50, 60, it's gonna auto shut off. If I need to, I'll just run my bypass here or my pressure regulator over to that one so I can control which way it goes. Should have done that. Need to replumb all this eventually. So see here, we're at 44.8. 4.7. Runoff already on mostly everything because we are at full saturation for the day already, so this should start going down. I want to imagine within the next 5 minutes we'll see some changes on this. So we'll let this run. Okay, I just saved it. It looks like we're gonna hold good on our pressure and not cut off. It would have done it by now. So we've got enough flow to keep this shit going. Still flowing. And we're just passing about 200 ml. You can see the drip coming off of the bottom of the cubes. Let it go, do its thing. And this is why I normally hand flush, because usually by the time it takes me to hand flush everything, which is about 20 minutes, 30 minutes at most, I've got to run the irrigation for that long. So I might as well do it by hand, because then I know each one's getting a high volume really fast, which really flushes it out. I washed my whole harvest, yep. How do I flush at the end of the cycle? It's usually Clear X. Yep, it's usually Clear X and Drip Clean. Which we should go back in the room real quick. While that's doing that, we're gonna do something. We're gonna go ahead and open up the floodgates on this bad boy. And we're gonna start topping this off. I want to go ahead and fill this up today, top it off with all fresh nutrients, and we're gonna go in at 1 EC. You guys are probably like, what the fuck? Yeah, doggy, we're gonna go in at 1 EC. I've been hitting them at like 2. They're getting buildup, and I don't want that buildup. Don't want it, don't want it, don't want it. We're gonna go in at 1 EC on them for a couple of days and see how they like it. Because right now they all got that little bit of tip burn, that little bit of leaf curl, you know. I don't want that downward leaf curl. I want that nice and shiny fucking, you know. And I'm driving the uptake really, really hard right now, pushing about 1,000 ppfd across the canopy. So I should be going in at a slightly lower EC. Make sure that they're not throwing their balance off. Give them slightly more feedings throughout the day right now. They're gonna go crazy. We're gonna adjust the irrigation schedule here in a minute. I'm not gonna do it right now because obviously I'm in the middle of feeding. But one of the things I need to do is I need to go in there and adjust the afternoon feedings. Today is going to be thrown off by the flush, but going forward, since today's a fresh res, they'll get flushed today. They'll dry back like normal overnight, almost. And then tomorrow they'll go into normal irrigations with the new feed. Tomorrow night will be their first, normal dry back. And then we'll be able to watch from there if the pour water EC starts stacking up on me again. We know that something's off. So one of the things I adjusted is I went from a 6% shot, which is 150 mLs roughly, up to triple that, right, to an 18% shot in the morning. Trying to spike the volumetric water content higher and flush the pour water EC earlier in the day, and then continue on with smaller 3% shots throughout the rest of the afternoon. Typically you see people do multiple 6% shots earlier in the morning, but in doing that it becomes very difficult to get your volumetric water content up to full saturation while still allowing the 10 to 20 minutes in between irrigation events. So for me, I find you might as well just flush them all out at once. There's dissolved oxygen in the nutrients and in the medium, and as you're pushing out the old stale oxygen and you bring in fresh O2, you're putting in fresh nutrients, the plants are going to suck all of that up first thing in the morning, and you get these crazy spikes in growth. And then you just go back to a vegetative crop steering technique for the remainder of the afternoon, and you're good. So right now what I'm doing is I'm dialing in. All right, my morning shot is 6 minutes. It's 450 mLs. Does that get me up to full saturation? Or do I need a little bit more? Do I need to go for 8 minutes maybe, right? Or do I need to break it into 2 5-minute waterings that are like 20 minutes apart, first thing in the morning, right? There's options, but I need to analyze the graph as well as look at how the plants respond and see which one works best. And then from there, I need to determine, all right, how long after that do I get a 5 to 10% dryback, right, from full saturation? And then that's when I'm going to go ahead and water again, and I'm going to go in at a 3% shot, right, about 70 to 80 mLs, and that should get me back up to full saturation again, right? And then it's just playing that game of how long does it take you to dry back this amount, and then this is how much you water to get back to full. And then you stop when you're supposed to stop at the end of the day, so you can target your dry back percentage overnight, right? So my lights go off at 5:30, right? My lights come on at 6:30, I'm running 11-13 cycle. So at 5:30 my lights go off, 3:30 is my last feeding of the day, 2 hours before the lights go off. And I'm getting a pretty significant dry back. I'm getting my 40%, sometimes even 45%, you know, that I'm targeting. So it's just really knowing what dry back you're targeting and then using your time that you have available to irrigate to your advantage. So you can either push a smaller dry back or a larger dry back depending on what type of growth you're promoting. For generative growth, you want that 40%. That's your money maker right there. If you can get 40% dry backs overnight, you're gonna do good. You're gonna see some really good stacking. You're gonna see some really good bud development, and you'll be happy. If you're in veg, you're gonna push probably for about a 20 to 25% dry back at most overnight, okay? And smaller waterings, a little bit more frequent, keep the EC low, right? So people think automatically you have to just, when you're in flower, you run a higher EC, but you don't have to do anything. You could still keep feeding at the same EC that you were in veg, but because you're allowing a larger dry back overnight, the salt buildup is going to accumulate and you're gonna run a naturally higher EC in the medium because of the dry backs. So that's crop steering, you know. So over the next 2 days, I'm going to be redialing in all of those factors to try and promote a different type of growth. So during flower, I'll transition to, on day 1, to generative style crop steering, right, which is pushing larger dry backs overnight, larger volumes of irrigation, larger shot sizes, right? And then after week 3, after I'm done with the stretch and the bud sites are fully developed and I want to promote more growth out of the bud sites, I'll start switching over back from the generative style back to a vegetative style, which is going to give me smaller dry backs overnight, right, with smaller, more frequent waterings back at a lower EC and not stacking the EC as high. After the buds have developed and the stretch is completed, the plants don't really want that really high EC anymore. So that's why myself included and a lot of other growers get that mid-flower tip burn, because we have to push that high EC and we have to stack the EC in the medium during the transition to power the plants into flowering production. But then if we're not careful to transition them back out of that, when they no longer need all of that energy and they're just going through their normal pace of production, right, then we're going to burn them and we're going to get tip burn. So if you don't start backing off, you know, after like week 3, then yeah, you're definitely going to get some tip burn, especially if you're not, you know, clear-Xing or flushing the medium once a week. For hydro grows, I recommend once a week. So now that we've got that really good bud development, we're really trying to push the expansion of the bud outward. We're going to be going back to that vegetative style of feeding. So we're gonna go generative in the morning, first thing. It's gonna promote that crazy explosive growth that they're gonna get from a fresh feed, knocking down the EC and all of that uptake. And then after that, straight vegetative. And you watch what happens in that room. It's gonna go bananas. Here's a graph I showed earlier. I wanted to show you guys. So here's the temperature data graph for 24 hours. Okay. Here's pH. Why is this way back there? Hold on. Yeah, there we go. Because it's like we're at 1 o'clock already. So there's the temperature. You can see it came down overnight from the coils, chilling the res. And then now, midday, it's starting to warm back up a little bit. It won't get over 75 in the res though. pH, you can see it's a steady incline. Power SI in the res, I guess. EC, stable. Those are just watering events usually. And then here's the moisture data. So last night's dry back, and then this morning's watering, and then since then it's been pretty much at saturation the entire day. And then we're going to fall back off. Now this should normally have a much larger dry back, but I've been messing with the irrigation today. So this is what a week looks like. And you can see how we constantly have a dry back overnight, and then it feeds, gets up to full saturation throughout the day, last watering, and then it goes back down. And then it goes back up, and then back down. And that was a big dry back right there. Pretty significant one. And then back up and down, and up and down, and up. And hey, look, that dry back wasn't as big. Why is that? Switching back into vegetative mode. We don't need that super big ass dry back anymore, right? If we look at 1 month, you can see we started off after I let them soak. They're at a lower water content. And then boom, they get put on the fucking program. They start coming down, and then they're in their paces. Up and down. pH. Hopefully that helps. That was like a very long rant, but I'm tired of the crop steering question, so I figured I might as well cover all of that. What's up, Mystic? God damn, you're pushing 46 DLI, son? You're gonna get a huge yield. Fuck. That's high. Let's go see where we're at with this flush. Should be almost there. Yep, we just passed over that 1,000 ml mark. Let's see where we're at. It got us down to 1.6. But it's still going. I don't like 1.6. It means there's still buildup in there. And it just ended, so we're gonna keep this bitch going. I'm gonna trick it. Guess what, bitch? It's 8:30 again. Keep fucking going. We're not done. This is still filling up, and we only went through about 20 gallons. We've got plenty. Keep going, you whore. Look at these fucking crowning out. Oi. Oi. Backing off that EC. Oh, no you don't. Get your fucking ass back up here. Get in the cup. Now here's the crazy... I don't care if you're in a cup. That's fine. Here's the crazy thing. If I were to take this and dump it in that plant all at once, it would drop the EC all the way down. It's because it's being trickled in so slow that it takes a long ass time, and it may or may not actually flush it all the way down. We're at 1.4. Let's go. I'll give each plant 2,000 mLs. That's fine. Each plant can have half a gallon. I'm waiting on these to go just buck nutty. But I could tell these are gonna get fucking gnarly. .3. Yep, it's gonna keep going down then. We're gonna let it. That should go. And we'll let the nutrient reservoir keep filling up, and then we'll mix in some more nutes to top it off, and yeah, then we'll be good to go. We'll let that shit ride. Oh, my back. Jesus. You just got here and you can repeat all of that. That's funny. It's out of control, Happy Valley. Man, let's see the farm, bro. Post a link. Post a link. Let's see it. Show us your tits. I mean, plants. Oh, that was my back popping. Oh my God. It's just so saucy, sugary, wet. Cheers, guys. Yep, I washed it all. Every last gram. I have a meeting with my boss in 15 minutes. 15 minutes. Which means I need to see if I have any emails from him. Nope. We're good. I just have one thing to do. Uno! What do you guys want to talk about? I'm here to help you guys today. I feel like I've been MIA because my back's been fucking out of commission, so I haven't been wanting to be in here at all. I've been laying on the floor. So I haven't really been doing the daily dabs, and yeah. No. Whoop. I don't do whoop. Whole plant, fresh, frozen, whoop. I don't make carts. That would ruin it. No. I make good quality dabs. You know what belongs in carts? When people try to make like jar tech and it fails, that deserves to go into carts. But that's it. Nothing else that comes out of this garden should ever go into a cart. And I wouldn't even put it in a cart. I would make edibles out of it before I put it into a cart. It's on your page, Happy? Alright, let me see. Damn it. How do I get to your page? Can you post a link to it? It won't let me go to your page just from clicking on it. The sword from 710 Coils. I got the sword and the katana. They're dirty right now. I need to clean them. I like set it down on the table and it hit the fucking paper towels and got some paper towel on it. So now I gotta torch it and alcohol it. What's up, baby? I gotta create a fishing campaign right now. Don't mind me, I'm stretching while we talk. I'm not gonna sit down anymore in here. I'm gonna stand up and talk and dab, and that's it. No more sitting. All this sitting down and hanging out with you guys is what's ruining my back even more. How much LED light do I have on how much square foot in watts? So my flower room is a 10 by 15. I've got two 4 by 12 trays. I'm running 690 watt LEDs. And that's weird. My camera freeze. 690 watt LEDs, and then I have 250 watt side lights. So I've got about 4,400 watts total in that room. It's not a lot. How much do you guys think people pull off of like 4,000 watt lights? What would you think is like, or those of you guys that do run 1,000 watt lights, how much would you pull off of 4 lights? I can tell you my thing is, I know a lot of guys that say 2.5 per light, and they're happy, like super fucking happy, like they're killing it if they're getting 2.5 per light, right? Most people, if they get 2 per light, they're like, cool, I'm good with that, we're good, right? So, you know, they're getting, you said 0.8 grams per watt. What does that work out to be? So 7 pounds? See, like HPS, I think that sounds about right. Like anywhere between 7 to 10 pounds, right? Non-important on your Gavita LEDs, 1150 to 1350. That's per light. That's killing, man. You're doing good. Yeah, 670 watts, right? You're on LEDs. So that's my point, is like an HID fixture out of this room, if they had the equivalent wattage in HIDs in this room, you know how much they would pull, or I would pull, I guess you could say, if I was the average grower or whatever. I don't know how to word that, to be honest. If there was equivalent wattage HIDs in here, getting the average yield that people are good with, 2 to 2.5 per light, that's 4,000 watt lights. Give it 2 per light, 8 pounds. Give it 2.5, you're getting what? An extra 2 pounds, so you're getting 10 out of the room. I'm about to hit probably 14, and I'm only running half the amount of AC that those would need, you know? It's crazy. And I'm getting way closer to the plants with a better spectrum. I don't know how people run HID still. Ocean, I hit a pound on the 315s. Yep, I hit a pound on the 315 watt CMHs, so I know you could do it with the LEDs. I know for a fact you could. Alright, let me knock this workout right quick. Here, you guys sit right here. I gotta knock this out real fast. Drive by real quick. I gotta search fall. So I have a few things I could choose from today. We could do a fake fall sale. We could do a fake Trump rally email. Yeah, I like this Halloween sale. Let's see what this looks like. It probably won't work because it's going to get stripped by our server. Let's see. This one's funny. I'm gonna use this one. Oh, this is hilarious. I think I'm gonna create a custom one too that says free pumpkin spice latte. You know how many fucking Karens at my company are gonna click on that shit? Let me check and make sure I got these emails, and then I gotta hop on this meeting with my boss. It's like rolling up a window. You guys can hang out. It's nothing confidential. I just gotta show him some shit real quick. See what he thinks. Get his feedback. Meanwhile, I can hang out and answer your questions. Autoflowers, I agree. Autoflowers, if you have some outdoor space where you could just stick them to get constant weed, that's pretty decent, you know? Like if you have a small greenhouse, dude, I wouldn't even fucking worry about it. I would throw autos in that bitch all day long. If I had a good auto breeder and I could trust his shit, I throw autos in there all day long. Do your thing, shawty, do your thing. Okay, we gotta be quiet now, shut up. And I gotta disconnect from the Bluetooth. Looks like there might be a problem with my connection. Well, shit. Ow. Well, maybe you guys won't be hanging out with me. I don't know. I might have to go upstairs and manually plug in because it's just tripping. So tired of this fucking internet here. Mephisto genetics are good. All these companies are having like Halloween sales right now. You guys better get in on them sales. What other sales are coming up? Veterans Day sales. What else? Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Okay, can I join the meeting now? No. No internet. Hey Todd, can you hear me all right? Hey Todd, can you hear me all right? Hello? It always does this shit. Mute it from... Hello? Oh, that's fine. He was like, I was going to let you know we could cancel. That works for me. Cool. Easy peasy breezy, that meeting is over. Gotta love it. Well, you guys are about to get disconnected in a minute. My back is fucked right now. I'm getting ready to go to a massage in like 2 hours. I took the lights off real quick. Ocean, because I realized after I said that I don't think that the taxes are set up properly on them yet, to where it'll add your state sales tax to the order. So I don't want people checking out and then I have to bill them for the sales tax or anything like that. So I took them off real quick so I could get that sorted out. So that way, as people add them to their cart and they type in their address and shit, it'll add the appropriate tax. But anyways, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and run in and grub and get this day popping. And I will catch you guys later. I gotta go finish the rest of this flush and all of that stuff, get it back on nutrients. But I'll shoot you guys an update video later today, and